Hello, welcome to my Educational Technology Internship presentation. A little bit about myself. My name is Amanda Berwanger. I'm a third grade teacher at Middleborough Elementary School in Baltimore County. This is my 7th year of teaching, and I'm working towards my master's degree in technology education and leadership at Loyola University of Maryland. Based on the needs of my staff and students at Middleborough Elementary, I chose to implement Skype in the classroom for my internship project. I led the school as a technology leader to enhance the research of our students by connecting them with other classrooms and experts globally. As far as the objectives and goals go, I had 4. The first one was that the staff will be able to identify potential uses of Skype in the classroom for their classrooms, meaning that I wanted them to be able to find a use. I wanted them to be able to find something in the curriculum that they knew needed enhancing. They knew that their students would be better with talking with an expert or another classroom. The next one is that the staff will be able to facilitate a Skype in the classroom session to enhance the learning of their students. And with that, I just wanted the teacher to be able to not only find a session that would work, but to also be able to implement that session and have their students experience Skype. The next one is for the students, and the students will be able to gain researched information by using Skype with a primary source. I really wanted the students to be able to gain that research by talking to someone one-on-one, to be able to ask the questions that they really want to know, and be able to actually get that answer back. A lot of times our students look for answers and they have a hard time being able to find a specific answer to a narrowed question. The final one is that the students will be able to collaborate in order to create and ask questions on Skype needed to complete their research. So I wanted the students to be able to work on their collaboration skills, to work on their problem-solving skills, and with Skype in the classroom, this was very possible. So here's the timeline that took place for me to make a change in our school with their research using Skype in the classroom. It went from June to November of 2018. The first thing that happened was in June of 2018, last school year, and I was able to interview the staff members about their thoughts on our professional development at Middleborough and what they know about Skype. I learned a lot from them, and I learned that they were not in favor of how the professional developments were being pushed out. They didn't mind what the topics were, but the fact that there was not much time to understand the topic and that it was not implemented after that one day. I used that information to plan for and implement the actual internship of Skype in the classroom. The next thing was in October 15th, 2018, I sent out an email to my staff that was a flipped learning style of introducing Skype in the classroom. It was a video that I created that explained the ideas of Skype and all that it had to offer. And then following that next week, October 22nd, I held a PD session with the full staff mostly, and went a little more into detail with all the different components of Skype, how it worked, how to sign in, and the staff had time to look into it, look at the website, and find ideas of how they could implement it with their curriculum and their students. The next step was to go a little bit further with our inquiry teams. These teams are small groups of staff members that meet once a month and professionally develop themselves. My administration was kind enough to allow me not only to take one of the Monday meetings for the full professional development session, but also to then take one of the inquiry meetings and implement more of my internship. The staff was extremely excited and came up with great ideas. They were bouncing ideas off one another and were able to plan sessions for their future this coming year. One of the groups that was able to come up with a, a virtual field trip was the fourth grade team, and they found a topic of geology, and their students were currently finishing up their rocks and minerals unit, so they found that it would be beneficial for them to be able to go on a virtual field trip to um, a it was called Geology Rocks, um, to learn a little bit more. And December to May, I added to this timeline because that's when the rest of the Skype sessions will take place. Due to the fact that our internship ends in December, many of the teachers planned for Skype sessions later in the year. This is just based on the scope and sequence of our curriculum and where the Skype session fit in, and only one grade level was able to implement it earlier than December. So I was able to accomplish many of the key concepts, but these are just 5 of them that I was able to apply to this internship. The first one is student-centered learning, and that is that the candidates will be able to design learning opportunities that facilitate creative problem solving, communication, collaboration, and critical thinking. I did this when I met with the fourth grade staff and helped them plan for their students a virtual field trip. They were going to meet with some geologists and get to find some rocks and minerals, identify them, learn about the specific ones of those islands, um, and then have a Q&A session at the end. And what I was able to do was plan with them how to introduce Skype to their students, how their students should act during the Skype session, come up with some questions they may have afterwards. And really, the biggest part of our planning session was just going over how to implement, how to actually get on the call, how to start the call, and what the screen would actually look like. The next key concept was key concept 7, technology integration models and technical tasks. And this is candidates will be able to apply models of technology in school to incorporate technology tools to improve teaching and learning. And how I did that was during the email I sent out to the staff, part of the explanation was of how our students will use Skype in the classroom to um, go further with the SAMR model. Many of our staff members were not aware of what the SAMR model was and what it meant. And so that was a learning opportunity in itself. I was able to explain all the different steps of SAMR and how our students would get to redefinition and how Skype can get them there. We talked about how using Skype um, creates a new learning for them that they wouldn't have without Skype, and this that really actually helped create some more excitement. Key concept 13 was communication skills. Candidates will be able to help students use technology tools to collaborate with others inside and outside of the classroom. My class had a mystery Skype with a fourth grade classroom from Montana. And what that is when 2 classrooms have to figure out where the other class is located by asking yes or no questions. My students worked collaboratively to solve the problem. They had to think critically. They had to apply what knowledge they had of the 50 states and the land features and work together to do so. And they absolutely loved it. Key concept 14, leadership skills. Candidates will be able to demonstrate the ability to lead technology initiatives at the school or district level. And how I showed that was with this internship. This is my proposal for what I plan to do during the internship and how I planned to share this with the staff and get our students to where they should be with their research. And finally, key concept 15, professional learning. This is a picture of me conducting a professional development on Skype in the classroom with my full staff. During this meeting, we learned more about Skype in the classroom and how to navigate through the site and find sessions. After much reflection, beginning, during, and after, there were a few successes, a couple of challenges, and many final thoughts. The successes I had were the completion of Mystery Skype with my own classroom and how much the students loved it, the support of the administration, the stat teacher, and the staff. I didn't have any negative remarks. I didn't have any negative thoughts. The buy-in from the staff was great, and the fact that we had full participation of the staff in two separate meetings was also a major success. And finally, getting the chance to plan with a grade level for a virtual field trip and help calm the nerves and plan for a successful session was a big win. But some of the challenges that I had were that the flipped learning Skype in the classroom introduction did not go as well as I'd hoped. I thought that this would alleviate some of the time in my PD session. However, not many of the staff members actually viewed the video, so we still ended up having to go over that introduction and wasted some of our time during the meeting. But the biggest challenge of all was the fact that the length of the internship was very short compared to the length of the school year. And so when that came into play, by the time that I implemented the teaching to the staff of Skype in the classroom and planning for sessions, the internship was just about over. And so many teachers planned for a Skype session and it just didn't fit the time frame of our internship. So based on the scope and sequence of the curriculum and where the teacher fit in the Skype session, it just wasn't the same timing of our internship, so they did not get to complete it during that time. I don't think of it as a fail because they're still going to complete it. I think of it as a success because there are more classrooms that will get the opportunity to Skype and benefit from Skype in the classroom and collaborating with others outside of our school. Um, and then the fact that the one session that we did plan for during the internship didn't end up happening because the student was absent during the planned virtual field trip due to illness. So the one Skype session that I had planned on using during this internship did not actually happen. And I didn't send out a final survey because I want to wait until the end of the school year when a lot more of the students will get to participate in Skype so the teachers can actually see the success of Skype. My final thoughts are that I just feel a true sense of success and excitement for not only our students but our staff members. I was extremely pleased with how positive everyone was about Skype and that I got no pushback. I'm very excited that I met or will be meeting each of my goals and objectives sometime during this school year, and that I will continue to make sure that throughout the rest of the school year, our students are getting to continue to experience Skype in the classroom and that those final results are seen. And in the future, I hope that Skype in the classroom is used regularly in our school. I hope that our students feel even more comfortable Skyping with experts in other classrooms, and that the teachers feel confident using this regularly. I thank you so much for viewing this portfolio and getting a good look into my internship.